The diner was loud with clattering dishes and muffled chatter, but the sharp sting of words cut through it all. The boy, no older than 12, sat across from his mother, staring down at his plate. The waiter's sneer lingered in the air. "We don't usually serve people like you here, but I guess we'll make an exception today." The laughter from a nearby booth only deepened the wound. His mother froze, torn between shielding her son and keeping her composure in public. The boy's eyes, wide and burning with shame, flickered up to the man at the next table. He was older, wearing a simple gray suit, glasses perched low on his nose, the kind of figure easily mistaken for someone ordinary. But Judge Harris was anything but ordinary. He had spent his life presiding over courtrooms where prejudice slithered between polished words, where justice was too often weighed against the color of skin. And in that moment, he saw not just a child insulted, but the echo of every injustice he had spent decades fighting against. He stood slowly, napkin placed neatly on the table. The room quieted, as if sensing something was about to rupture. The waiter, smirking, didn't notice until Harris's voice rolled through the diner like thunder. "Boy, lift your head." The child obeyed, confusion warring with embarrassment. "Never let anyone's ignorance determine your worth. You belong here as much as anyone else." The waiter scoffed. "Sir, with respect, this is none of your business." Harris's eyes pinned him like steel. "You just made it my business, and you picked the wrong day, the wrong child, and the wrong witness." His tone carried the weight of authority that made juries fall silent and crooked attorneys tremble. A hush spread. The diner manager hurried over, his face pale, sensing trouble. "Judge Harris, I assure you this is a misunderstanding." "Misunderstanding?" Harris's voice was a blade now. "No, I understood perfectly. Your employee humiliated a child because of his skin color, and you tolerated an environment where such poison thrives." He turned to the boy again. "Justice isn't only for courtrooms, son. It's for moments like this, when dignity is stolen and must be returned." The boy's mother's eyes filled with tears. She had fought battles like this in silence for years, always shielding her child from the ugliness of the world. But here was a man who not only stood, but thundered for them. The waiter, shifting uneasily, tried to mutter an apology. Harris cut him off. "You don't apologize to me. You look this young man in the eye and tell him he deserves respect." His voice cracked with something deeper now. Rage, memory, perhaps the ghost of every boy who never had someone stand for him. The waiter stammered, choking out the words, his smirk gone, replaced by fear and shame. The diner was still as stone, every patron watching justice unfold, not with gavels and robes, but with the raw weight of truth. The manager dismissed the waiter on the spot, trembling under the judge's gaze. But Harris wasn't done. He leaned close to the boy, his voice soft enough for only him to hear. "You remember this. Your worth isn't measured by the blindness of others. It's measured by the greatness you carry inside. Never bow your head again." The boy's lips trembled, but he nodded, the humiliation lifting just slightly, replaced by something new, pride. As the judge returned to his table, the diner erupted in applause. Not everyone clapped, but enough did to shake the walls. The waiter slunk out the door, his arrogance crushed. And the boy, for the first time that day, smiled. The judge picked up his fork and resumed his meal, calm once more, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. But for the boy and his mother, it was a day they would never forget, a day when justice left the courtroom and stood tall in a simple diner, silencing hate with the voice of truth.